Hello everyone, today I will be presenting about communication and social behavior of Egyptian goose at Kemaman Zoo and Recreation Park for Bio 661 Animal Behavior. Before I go further, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nur Natasha Alia binti Zulkifli. In this presentation, the objective, introduction, etogram, methodology, result and conclusion will be discussed. The objective of this study were to identify the behavior displayed by the Egyptian goose at Kemaman Zoo and Recreation Park and to classify the observed behavior into social, non-social and communication behavior. The Egyptian goose or Elapacan aegyptiaca is a water bird native to Africa, especially the Nile Valley and Sub-Saharan region. Even it is called a goose, it is actually more closely related to Shardak than to true geese. These birds are commonly found near lakes, rivers, wetlands and grassland. This is because they feed on grass, seed, aquatic plants and small insects. There are several interesting facts about this species. Egyptian geese are surprisingly aggressive, especially when protecting their territory or young. They also prefer to build their nests in elevated places like trees or ledges to stay safe from predators. In addition, males and females have different calls, which help them communicate and recognize each other. Communication is how the goose send information to other geese or animals using sound, body movement, or action. For example, for vocalization, the goose produces loud horns or calls to warn others of dangers, communicate with its mate, or defend its territory. Or, using body posture, it stretches its neck, opens its wing, or lowers its head to appear larger and threaten the rivals. Or, they may also use chasing behavior. For example, if another goose approaches its food, it may run toward the intruder with its mouth open to signal aggression and claim ownership of the food. Next, social behavior refers to interaction between the goose and other individuals of the same or different species. For example, feeding near other geese while maintaining personal space, chasing or competing with other geese for food, forming pairs or family groups, or defending territory together with its mate. For non-social behavior, includes activity performed independently without interacting with other animals. For example, sleeping or standing on one leg, bathing in water, resting quietly under shade, or when defecating. Next, this slide shows the etogram used in my study. An etogram is a systematic list of observable behavior. The first behavior is feeding, where the goose pecks at foods and swallows it. The second behavior is preening, where the goose uses its bills to clean and arrange its feathers. And the third behavior is chasing, which is an aggressive or territorial behavior where one goose runs after another to control access to food or space. Based on the observation for 45 minutes, preening was the most frequent behavior observed, occurring 21 times, indicating that maintaining behavior was the dominant activity. Second highest frequency of behavior is feeding, where it occurs 14 times, showing that the goose spent a significant portion of time obtaining food. Chasing was observed only 4 times, suggesting that aggressive interactions were minimal during the observation period. Overall, the Egyptian goose spent most of its time on maintaining behavior, followed by feeding behavior, while aggressive behavior such as chasing were rarely observed. This is the result of correlation analysis. There is a very strong positive correlation between feeding frequency and preening frequency. Overall, it means that when feeding frequency increases, preening frequency also tends to increase during observation period. Pearson correlation analysis shows a very strong, positive and statistically significant correlation between feeding frequency and preening frequency. However, the results do not mean that feeding causes preening or vice versa. Instead, the two behaviors may increase together because they are both influenced by the same environmental or biological factor. For Egyptian geese, feeding and preening are both considered as maintenance behavior. Feeding allows the birds to obtain energy, while preening helps maintain feather condition, waterproofing, and insulation. When environmental conditions are favorable and the birds feel secure, they often have more opportunity to perform good behavior. Therefore, the observed positive correlation may reflect period of how disturbance during which the geese could spend time on normal maintenance activity. To conclude, the objective of this field study was successfully achieved. During the 45-minute observation, the Egyptian goose displayed three behaviors: feeding, preening, and pacing. Preening was the most frequent behavior followed by feeding, while pacing was observed only occasionally. Feeding and preening were classified as a social behavior reflecting interaction and maintaining the group, while pacing was classified as a communication behavior, especially agonistic signaling related to dominance and resource control. Overall, this observation demonstrates how an ethogram can be used to systematically record